Yesterday at approximately 2 p.m., Adi Shankara gave me his darshan in my dream. Usually, Acharya wears saffron clothes, but yesterday he wore white garments. Acharya's Upanayana happened when he was 5 years old, and he left home at the age of 8. So Acharya, who came into my dream, was a 6-year-old boy who didn't accept sannyas yet but completed his Upanayana or thread ceremony. He did not look angry but looked like a personification of grace. He didn't say anything but showered his grace. On receiving his grace, my mind's wandering stopped immediately, resembling a welling ocean that stopped overflowing suddenly. This stillness of mind continued even after waking up from the dream. Acharya showered his grace in silence without the aid of any words. Though I don't speak much about Acharya, I have a special place and an unknown liking for him within my heart. If you like someone, you need not express that liking for them externally. It doesn't imply affection exists only when expressed, and the absence of expression suggests no liking. Only when you lack liking it needs an external manifestation. When you have true liking, you need not express it in words. There is no necessity for words when actions speak. More words are required when there are no actions. So Acharya didn't talk with me in my dream. He showered his grace in silence, which calmed down my mind and continued even in the waking state. Once I came out of the dream, I was reminded of the preachings in Sadhanapanchakam. Acharya has written a book called Sadhanapanchakam. Some people refer to it as Upadeshapanchakam. There are 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita, whereas there are only 5 verses in Sadhanapanchakam describing how to do sadhana. Good deeds performed and forgotten also yield results. Good words heard and forgotten will be reminded at the appropriate time when needed. We may forget those good words, but they will protect us from falling into danger. Though you may not be able to practice the good words heard, it is always good to listen to them. When there is a sudden danger, these words come to your rescue. I read Sadhanapanchakam almost 10 years back. I never mentioned it in any of my discourses too. Gist of the Sadhanapanchakam. 1. Don't have an excessive love for others. If not, your mind cannot get introverted and turn toward the truth. 2. Externally, you may do a good deed but let it not be beyond the limits. 3. Let your compassion not exceed the limits. 4. Being a human, it is natural that you may get angry at some point or another when harmed by others. However, let not that anger lead towards your ruin. Your anger should be transient, resembling a line drawn on water. Don't carry it up to the graveyard. 5. Work egolessly. It will aid in your search for truth. Let me elaborate on the preachings from Sadhanapanchakam. Excessiveness is forbidden in all things. If you are excessively compassionate towards others and allow the mind extraversion, you will become a big zero or worthless internally. Fulfill the purpose for which you came to this planet, that is, know thyself. Animals grow horizontally, whereas humans grow vertically. So man is eligible to earn jnana. You may feel that compassion is a divine attribute. But if compassion is excessive, the mind will not get introverted. Without introversion, the Brahman inside will not be revealed. When Brahman is not revealed, the good is considered evil, the Maya is considered jnana, and the non-self is considered self. If you contend with the good attributes alone, you will rise from one pit and fall into another. The vicious cycle of birth and death becomes unavoidable. If you are wealthy and perform good deeds, others may praise you, but truth remains unrevealed. Your life is not for these petty things. The purpose of life is to seek the truth. Not that you should lack compassion, but it should not exceed the limits. Similarly, excessive anger is forbidden. Excessive anger extroverts the mind. If you don't exceed the limits, the mind gets introverted. Work done egolessly will aid in your search for truth. Work done egoistically will earn you merit, which will get exhausted on one day or the other. When I have forgotten sadhanapanchakam, how will I preach it to others? This resembles the saying of a frog who was Lord Rama's devotee. It said, "If anyone tries to kill me, I will chant the name of Rama. However, if Rama himself tries to kill me, whom should I call upon for help?"